June 4th, 1943. A Cornwall to Dunedin express train was getting ready to depart Cornwall at 9 a.m. towards its final destination, Dunedin. Normally the train would arrive at Dunedin at 5:20 p.m. However, on June 4th, 1943, the day of the accident, the schedule moved up by half an hour. This is a year-round daily passenger express service. The train consists of locomotive Class AB number 782, 7 passenger coaches, a guard's van, and 2 wagons at the rear. 113 passengers were on board the train. Many of the passengers were either traveling towards a winter show in Dunedin or a horse race in Wapaduli. However, the train will never make it towards its final destination. The train departs Cornwall on time at 9 o'clock a.m. The trip throughout the morning and into the afternoon was uneventful. The passengers were still settling in for the trip, or at least for now. It was like nothing out of the ordinary. The train was approaching a sharp curve up ahead, so the engineer would have to reduce his speed in order to pass through the sharp curve safely. However, that wouldn't be the case. As the train was approaching a curve, the train was not slowing down or stopping. Something was very, very wrong here. And as the train was approaching the sharp curve at speed, it was already too late. The express train crashes and derails near Hyde, Otago at 1:45 p.m. The force from the impact causes the locomotive to be flipped over on its side. The 7 coaches also jump the tracks. 4 of them telescope into one another, suffering catastrophic damage. With passengers still inside, the guards found the 2 wagons were the only causes and concepts that did not derail. Locals who heard the crash described it as a bomb blast. The sounds of victims screaming filled the air, while crunching metal, splintering wood, broken seats, injured people, and bodies were all over the area. The lightly and unhurt passengers helped out the most seriously injured passengers. Until rescuers arrived 90 minutes later, rescuers worked throughout the night to help out the injured and search for any bodies. In total, 21 people lost their lives. 47 more were injured. So what could have caused this? And why? What was the engineer thinking? An investigation was soon launched after the accident, and it was clear the cause of the accident was excess speeding. But why was the train speeding? I mean, it's not like it's running late, right? The answer to why the train was speeding? This came to a shock to many, as it was revealed that the engineer on that train was intoxicated. That engineer thought it was a good idea to drive the train while he was intoxicated. That's a big no-no. In the end, the engineer was pleaded guilty of manslaughter and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Locomotive 782 was pulled from the wreckage. The status if the locomotive was either scrapped or repaired was unknown. Of course, this was not the first time that we heard an engineer drove under the influence. In 1983, in Indiana, a Seaboard System train rear-ended another train due to the engineer and the brakeman both being intoxicated. That crash killed 2 people, and both the engineer and the brakeman were both arrested and sent to prison. If that wasn't enough, in 1991, in New York City, a subway train derails due to once again excess speeding due to the train driver being intoxicated. His actions left 5 dead and over 100 injured. He too was arrested and was sentenced to prison. 80 years have gone by since that incident occurred, but over 10 years later after the crash, disaster would strike again at Tangerine. But that's a story saved for another day.